If you want a no BS guide on how to make a real working game in Unity using AI without writing code and without needing a ton of experience, this video is for you. Let's dive in. So we will try to make this game inside Unity as a beginner. So suppose if you are an absolute beginner with almost no to some game dev skills, then you can follow along. But if you don't have any basics of Unity or coding, then I recommend you should learn that first, just the very basic, because without that, it would be hard for you to communicate with the AI. I'm not asking AI what to make or provide ideas. Disclaimer, I will not use AI mindlessly, like asking for ideas, asking to make game assets, or other dumb things. I'm trying to show a more practical way, so if you are an actual game developer, how you can improve your workflow in creating the actual games. So I have an idea. We will try to create a 3D open world type game where we will control our player and fight some enemies. So the very first step is the assets. I want to have a high quality game environment, so I'll go to the asset store and find some really good free assets so that everybody can follow. I will download and import them into the scene. This will be the player, these maybe will be the enemies, and maybe this could be the boss. Now we will start the player mechanics. Asking AI for code without much context is not a good idea. It may give you proper code for the particular scenario, but as you have not explained the full thing, you may face problems going further. And also, don't confuse it with lots of unnecessary information. Keep it clean and simple. So I will start with this prompt. We are starting with the player movement, so it suggested a very basic and solid setup for the player, the classic character controller, and just getting the inputs and then adding to the controller. You also have to check the code yourself before copying and pasting, because as the code becomes more complex, you should have the understanding of what is going on. Going forward, it would be easier to debug because AI cannot directly debug your code or debug the scenario you are facing. So if you understand the code, it will be easier for you to explain the AI what's the problem going on. So here we are taking the inputs, adding the velocity and moving in the forward direction with the help of the character controller. If you don't understand any line of code, you must ask AI to explain it for proper understanding. Cool, it worked. Now let's make a camera movement. Okay, so it asked me to create an empty object and place it inside the player. Not a good start. Okay, then add the script and remove the empty object. Okay, I get it. It wants the camera offset, that's why. I think it is kind of an unnecessary step, but let's follow. So I created the empty object, then placed it inside the player hierarchy, added the camera, then created the camera script, got the offset, and then removed it and added the script to it. So the script is also very simple and basic. People are screaming that AI is stealing art, but to be honest, from day one I thought AI also steals code, because I've seen the same pattern of coding many times. I don't know, but it resembles a lot like Bracky's style of coding. After adding everything, boom, perfect, no error. Can you believe it? Okay, let's add some animation for the player. So first, it wants me to set up the animation for idle and walk states, and it gave me a real clear and precise information. Super neat, I must say. Then I need to modify the player script, a simple line to get the speed, and add it as a float for the animation parameter. Okay, it works, but when moving around, it should also rotate itself as per the direction of the movement. I have learned this exact code years ago from Bracky's for sure. It works fine, but I need to be more smooth. So asking my assistant to do that. and my god, super good. But I saw a problem again. I can't look up and down, and all the third person games allow it, and also they have a limit value of how high or low you can see. Works. And by the way, recently I released my game trailer. It is a time travel based action adventure, awesome game. And if you haven't watched the trailer, please go and check out. It's totally worth it. And right now I have the Steam page live, so please go and wishlist it. It helps a lot. Thanks. Now let's cook some attack. Okay, so it gave me instructions to actually set up animations for attack and not the real attack mechanics. But no problem, let's achieve it visually first. So added the animation as it said, and the one line of code for the attack call function. Okay, I can move while attacking, which is the worst error. I hate it to my core. Whenever I see this error of moving while attacking or doing something while moving, I just hate it when it happens in my game or other unpolished games. So we need to fix that as soon as possible. It kind of gave me a longer method to do it. I know a much smaller and simpler method, but let's follow. And it is not working. Let's ask it again. Cool, fixed it. So in less than 10 minutes, we have a 3D character working. Imagine in 1990s, what would it take to make such a thing? Now it's a child play. We have come so far. Let's create some enemies. Okay, good enemies, but not very smart, because it is not using Navmesh to walk around. Let's add it and try. So as I said, it is stuck in the walls and it doesn't have the pathfinding algorithm. So let's see if AI can understand how to make it smarter. I will not tell to use Navmesh. Okay, it made states totally unnecessary for a simple enemy, but I must say it is a very good and highly recommended method for complex enemy behavior. I always use that in my games. Okay, it is not getting the idea. I have to be more specific. Cool. It helped me set up the Navmesh plane, Navmesh agent, and the code to make it run around. Okay, let's fix the player attack. We just have the visual version right now. I really hate this oversmart version of GPT. Okay, the code is very good. It created a health script which handles the health of the enemy, takes the damage, created a blood effect, and also kills it when the health goes to 0. And for detecting the hit, it asked me to create a collider in the weapon asset and mark it as trigger and add this script. The script detects the collision and damages the enemy. Super neat. Let's add something a little more complex. Like when you hit the enemy or when the enemy takes damage from the player, it goes a little back to show the effect of impact. You may have seen that in games. It's not too hard, but as we are using Navmesh, it can cause a problem. Works fine. It just stops the Navmesh, takes the current position, adds the impact distance and speed, and then loop it for 1 second to push it back. I must say, very smart way. So let's give the player some damage. Okay, so the enemy damage mechanics is almost same as the player, but it is so smart that it added a cooldown timer and adjusted the attack to only perform after reaching near to the player. And I did all the animation things that it asked. and boom. In under 15 minutes, I have a basic gameplay ready, 99% made by AI. Now I wanna add some more complex mechanics like parry, blocking the attacks and reversing it, complex enemies, bosses, procedural level generation. But I think that topics are complex and I need more time to cover them. So this was the first part in the series, and I'll make more complex mechanics with the AI similar to what we did in this video in the next part of this series. So I'm going to continue this game for maybe 4 or 5 part series and cover more complex versions. So if you want the next parts quickly, like, share and subscribe. If you don't pressure me, then I'll take a hell lot of time to make it, or maybe I won't because I'm a lazy person. So you know the drill. Do those things and pressurize me so that I can work faster. And if you find the video helpful, subscribe, and also please wishlist my game on Steam. It is an action-packed game and it is simply awesome. Deserves to be wishlisted. So trust me, you won't regret it. And thank you, and I'll catch you in the next.